exciting 3 rounds of lightweight action in store here. Jake Gilpin in the green trunks, a really exciting striker representing Sekkyoku. He's facing off against Munroe Kerr, Fight Academy Ireland, in the black trunks.
Gilpin in the green shorts.
Yeah,
and Munroe with the six-pack.
Yes, absolutely. Gilpin's won 3 of his last 4. Very exciting striker, so I've enjoyed watching him over those last few fights.
Yeah, it should be a really entertaining fight. Munroe is just as powerful as they come. Look at those big shots. Both guys looking to bang from the start.
Gilpin, super technical, likes to switch stances, work off both sides. And
yeah, I really enjoy watching guys who can switch stances. Gilpin here on with the southpaw stance, but as you can see there, in a southpaw versus orthodox, the lead leg is always there, and that's something Munroe took advantage of. Grabbed that single leg, and a beautiful takedown now up here on top. Side control, very tight, no gaps. Let's see what he can do from this position. I mean, it actually just looks like he's trying to squeeze his head here.
It's a lot of energy to use up in the first round.
I don't know if he's actually going for a submission here, or if he's just saying, you know what, I might just squeeze him for a wee bit. This looks, it looks pretty uncomfortable to me.
It looks uncomfortable, but the left side of Gilpin's neck is okay, so he's breathing. Yeah. It's not like an arm triangle where that shoulder is crushing the opposite side of your neck.
You know, it's almost like he was trying to Von Flew without
having the guillotine. Yeah. As I said, that's a lot of energy to use up that isometric squeeze in that first round. Gilpin just needs to remain calm here.
Do you know what? Munroe could try and bait and leave his neck open for Gilpin to try and reach around the neck, and at that point the Von Flew would be there, and the squeeze that Munroe has now would be way more effective.
Yeah, we saw the left arm of Gilpin just there, just reaching up a little bit, so you could bait him into that trap. Or is he going to try and pass into mount?
Yeah, I think he was
thinking about the knee up on the belly.
He was teasing it a bit there, but do you know what? I mean, I'm looking at Gilpin, I'm wondering, if I was in this position, what would I be trying to do? And there's probably not you could do. You just kind of have to wait until
let it play out.
Your opponent releases the grip, tries the transition, and at that point there will be gaps, and that's when you get back up. But I mean, Munroe hasn't let up here. It's just been a squeeze for the past 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he's like if this goes into round 2, and what he's like energy-wise.
Yeah. You know, I'd like to see Munroe posture up a wee bit here and start landing some strikes, or transition to a more dominant position. Now he's in half guard here. Let's see if he looks to posture up. That's better work from Gilpin to create a bit of create some space himself. Yeah. And now he's back in some
butterfly hook. Yeah. Good patience from the bottom. He's on that arm, almost like an omoplata, just slid right down though. And
very crafty.
Munroe comes right back in there with some big bombs. Whoa!
That was about 3 minutes late there.
Yeah, it was quite late, but I think Gilpin looks like he's okay.
Yeah.
So that big squeeze that we saw in top side control by Munroe Kerr, a little bit of nervousness in that, I think. Get a hold of him and just, oh my God, squeeze and hold on to this guy and try and wear him down. But as I said, that can wear you down if you're using your arms to do that. So if Gilpin can keep the distance here and just keep Munroe at range, and as I say it, Munroe is right in on top of that single, drives Gilpin into the floor.
I said Munroe's controlling the legs well, because those up kicks can be deadly, and we're
beautiful leg drag.
Yeah, passed nicely into the side control. This is a bit better, less of a squeeze. He's got more activity in the strikes, trying to set up a crucifix. This is a much better position now. Gilpin doing well to create a scramble. Looks to attack an arm. Possibly going to get in on a leg here.
He inverts his body. He just wrap the body around the legs around the body and work his way out. But
you know, when you go for these legs in MMA, you are so vulnerable to getting big shots there.
You need to get it straight away, or you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Triangle might be coming. He's into that top lock position again, ankle on ankle. Going to grab his shin and cinch it up a little tighter. He could be here. Needs a little crank. Those knees are going to get pinched together. He just creates a little angle. He's a little squared up.
This is very very, very tight.
Yeah, Gilpin is squeezed around the neck now, and as I said, Kerr is doing the right thing, staying squared up with him and not allowing him to turn an angle. But if he can underhook that leg rather than overhook it,
I wonder if is the cage preventing him from doing that? It's hard to see from this angle, but
lost it now. The strikes of Munroe Kerr, I think, were the issue. They were putting him off and making him not want to underhook the leg.
Big strikes from that for being in a triangle. That was lovely work.
One way to escape a triangle, punch your way out. Probably not the most advisable way, but it works sometimes.
Yeah. Are you allowed to do that in BJJ?
In the streets, maybe, but he's got that wrist control, so he's thinking triangle again, but Kerr just does the right thing. It stands up and passes beautifully.
Transition here, almost in the mount, but he's kind of coming back to half guard. You see, what Munroe's doing here is he's very focused on the upper body of Gilpin when he should be more focused on controlling the hips, controlling the legs, posturing up and throwing strikes. But again, these guys are early on in their amateur career. These are kind of lessons that they're going to take away from these fights, and it's only going to help them improve and get better and prepare them more for the pro ranks.
Absolutely,
This is the place where you want to make these mistakes. You want to look back and you want to think, oh, I got put in that triangle in that position, I did this wrong, or I did this right.
Yeah, Jake Gilpin has a very good kind of jiu-jitsu for MMA off his back style, and
he does. Do you know what? Munroe's pretty wild on top, and for Gilpin to cinch in that triangle was very impressive. He's doing well with his legs. He has good guard retention. And saying that, perfect timing for him just to get his guard passed, but he's doing well to recover it and to stay kind of relatively safe from these big shots as well.
Yeah, the power and aggression of Munroe Kerr is very impressive in these 2 rounds so far.
Yeah, very impressive. She's a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah. Does not look
a 3-minute round, and there hasn't been any shots landed by anyone. It comes down to control. So even though Munroe was just kind of squeezing for that first round, he was controlling this fight.
Yeah, exactly. In a longer round, it can be hard to do that for 5 minutes.
Yes.
So there might be some other stuff that the judges can look at, but in a shorter round, you don't have to control a guy for so long.
Exactly. He's back straight in.
Yeah, big Nate.
No
shot.
setup.
No setup.
Dove for the legs, and he got in there, and now we're back into the same position.
As you said, he's a very explosive athlete, so he can kind of do that and get in there nice and quick, and he was very sharp before Gilpin could react.
Yeah, I've watched Munroe fight before, and I train with Munroe, and his cardio looks to be on point here. He hasn't slowed down one bit, and he's been coming here with a ferocious pace as well within this grappling, and so I'm very impressed from that point of view.
Yeah, he's making Gilpin work off his back. Gilpin's going to need something huge, something creative here, and he's trying to play with that modified rubber guard position and gives up.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to be thinking that Gilpin needs a finish here to come away with a victory, and he's going to have to be very creative from the bottom here to try and do something, or work back to his feet and try and get off some of those strikes that he's known for.
Yeah, and he's being allowed to use his hips, turn his hips, as you said. Munroe Kerr could do a better job probably of just shutting that down before trying to...
That's it, and he's leaving his neck open. He's kind of leaning over Gilpin, and that's when Gilpin's has an opportunity to cinch up these submissions.
Yeah, the triangle earlier came from that opportunity. Gilpin running out of time here. Pressure of Munroe Kerr has been super impressive. That triangle attempt is coming again, though.
Again, look at Munroe's position. He's very focused on the upper body, the head control of Gilpin, and he's forgetting about the hips, and that's where the danger is.
Yeah, it's okay to do that once you're past the legs, but when you're not past the legs, you can't be leaning in trying to grab the head of the guy, and you leave yourself open to arm bars, triangles, etc. Gilpin doing a great job of just getting his legs back in play. As I said, he is running out of time. He needs something big. Heavy shot there by Kerr.
Big shot.
We could hear it back here.
Yeah.
He's going to settle into this side control.
Yeah, he's looking to set up that crucifix or an Americano.
Yeah,
Americano, is that a coffee?
Americano is a very tasty beverage. The submission of the similar name, not so tasty if you're the one on the receiving end. Yep. We saw a lovely one in the cage here earlier on.
We did indeed. Big swing and a miss, but again, Munroe's back on top.
Yeah, beautiful sprawl there, just as Gilpin went for his legs. You can See the strength advantage at play.
Yeah, if I was Gilpin, I think I really need to be forcing a big scramble, putting myself in the vulnerable position just to try and transition out of this here and end up on top. But
very strong rounds from three rounds now from Munroe Kerr. He'll be delighted with this performance.
Yeah, getting back into the win column.
After 3 rounds, we go to your judges' scorecards for a decision. All